Introduction of the Psychology of Money book summary. Ever wonder why some people make smart money moves while others lose it all? In this book summary, you will learn how real human feelings shape our money decisions. We dive into why studying numbers alone is not enough and reveal the hidden role of emotions like envy, greed, and hope. You'll see how your own life experiences change the way you invest and save money. We also uncover why chasing one big win can sometimes lead to many poor choices and how strong feelings can make investors risk everything they have. This summary makes the ideas of personal finance clear and easy to understand. Listen till the end of the book summary. This video, including its audio and script, is protected by copyright. Unauthorized reproduction, distribution, or piracy is strictly prohibited and may result in legal action. Welcome to Money and Investment English Book Summary, Episode 4. In this episode, we'll explore 2020 published book The Psychology of Money, written by Morgan Housel. The full title of the book is The Psychology of Money, Timeless Lessons on Wealth, Greed, and Happiness. Chapter 1 of the Psychology of Money book summary. Money's hidden lessons. Have you ever wondered why people see money so differently? Some see it as a tool for growth, while others fear it may vanish in a blink. We all have our own story with money, shaped by our personal past and the world around us. The history of money in America is full of surprises. Most know about the Great Depression. A big crash in 1929 ended the lively roaring 20s. Many businesses closed and families lost homes and farms. Savings disappeared and hope fell low. This hard time affected millions. Yet not everyone felt the same pain. When John F. Kennedy ran for president in 1960, he explained his view of the Great Depression. The Kennedys were already wealthy in 1929. Their fortune grew over the next 10 years. By 1939, they had more servants and lived in a bigger house. It was only when Kennedy learned about the struggles of others at Harvard that he realized many had suffered deeply. This book summary shows us that our money views come from our life experiences. The son of an unemployed farmhand sees money differently from the son of a Manhattan stockbroker. Even two wealthy people can learn different lessons. One might grow up during high inflation and worry about losing value, while another in stable times feels secure. Our small slice of experience shapes our financial choices more than we think. At the end of our journey, the secret behind our money views is clear. The early questions that made us curious are now answered. We all see money through our own lens. And that is why understanding our unique experience can change the way we handle money every day. Chapter 2 of the Psychology of Money book summary. Decisions shaped by life. Have you ever wondered why you make the money choices you do? Think about buying a lottery ticket. Many people with little extra money spend over $400 a year on lotto tickets, yet they also struggle to save the same amount for an emergency. It may not seem logical at first, but when you see it up close, the reasons become clear. Economists often say we make smart choices with our money, assuming we act in our own best interest. But real life is messier. Our past and personal history play a big role. If you have only one paycheck each month, the hope of winning big can feel better than no hope at all. And that hope is why many low-income households take the chance on the lottery. A study by Ulrike Malmendier and Stefan Nagel looked at 50 years of data from the Survey of Consumer Finances, wanting to know what drives our investment choices. Their findings are surprising. They discovered that the economy during our early years shapes our ideas about risk. For example, if you grew up when inflation was high, you may avoid bonds later in life. If prices were stable when you were young, you might feel safe investing in bonds, even if things change later. A similar idea holds for stocks. Those who saw the stock market doing well in early adulthood are more likely to invest later, while those who did not tend to avoid it. This book summary shows us that personal experience matters. Our early years stick with us and shape the way we see and handle money. In the end, the same personal memories that make us wonder about our money choices answer the mystery, explaining why you might feel a strong pull toward a risky bet or a safe investment. The journey from curiosity to understanding shows that our decisions are not just numbers and charts, they are part of our life story. Chapter 3 of the Psychology of Money. Book Summary. Fresh Money Ideas. Have you ever wondered if our money ideas are really as old as we think? Many of our economic ideas are still in their early days. Like a toy poodle that still shows hints of its wild wolf roots, our money systems have grown from very simple beginnings. Even though dog breeds have been around for 10,000 years, they can still surprise us with their wild reactions. In the same way, our money ideas are young and still evolving. The first coins were made around 600 BC by King Alyattes of Lydia. That was the start of our money journey. But today, many ideas we use in finance are much newer. Think about retirement. Before World War II, most Americans worked until they died. Back then, many people over 65 still held jobs. The idea of retiring was only for a few rich folks, and it was not until Social Security was introduced after the war that things began to change. Even then, it took until the 1980s for retirement to become a common goal for most workers. The 401k plan only came into play in 1978, and the Roth IRA was introduced in 1998. Other modern ideas like hedge funds and index funds are also very young. Even everyday loans like mortgages and car loans only became popular after the GI Bill in 1944. This book summary shows us that our approach to money is still in its infancy. If we seem to struggle with money, it is not because we are bad at math or planning. We are simply still learning. And now, the same curiosity that began our journey, wondering if our money ideas are as old as we think, finds its answer. Our economic ideas are young and still growing, just like us. Chapter 4 of the Psychology of Money book summary. Luck's hidden role. Have you ever wondered how luck shapes our financial success? A few years ago, the author asked Nobel Prize economist Robert Shiller about the one thing he wished he could understand about investing. Shiller said he wanted to know the exact role of luck in successful outcomes. His words make us think about how much chance influences our money decisions. Many investors and business owners agree that luck plays a part. Yet it is hard to measure its true impact. People tend to say success comes from hard work. When things go wrong, they blame bad luck. But when someone else fails, they often point to a lack of effort or poor judgment. This double standard can blind us to the role of chance in our lives. Economist Bhaskar Mazumdar has an interesting view on this. He showed that siblings often share similar income levels. If one brother is rich, his sibling is more likely to be rich too. This link is not just about hard work. It also comes from the same opportunities and advantages they had growing up. Yet rich families sometimes ignore this study and believe their success is solely due to their own efforts. Our culture celebrates those who get lucky. Forbes, for example, hails reckless investors who strike it rich while ignoring those who lost out due to bad luck. This bias makes it difficult for us to see the full picture of financial outcomes. In the end, the book summary teaches us that luck is not just a minor factor. It has a much bigger role in our financial lives than we usually admit. The same curiosity that made you wonder about luck in the beginning now finds its answer. Luck shapes our successes, and understanding its role can help us make wiser money decisions. Chapter 5 of the Psychology of Money book summary. Patterns over personalities. Have you ever wondered why copying a billionaire's every move might not lead to your own success? Bill Gates once said, "Success is a lousy teacher." This idea makes you think. Success can blind smart people. It tricks them into believing they can never lose, but that overconfidence can lead to failure. Instead of focusing on one shining example, look at broad patterns. When you study only top performers, you are studying outliers, the few who have been lucky enough to succeed beyond reason. Take John D. Rockefeller, for example. He built his petroleum empire by ignoring many laws. One judge even said his business acted no better than a common thief. His actions might seem daring and visionary now, but imagine if things had gone differently. If Rockefeller had failed, we would see his story as one of a criminal, not a hero. The truth is, a few twists of fate or changes in politics could have made all the difference. Luck plays a big part in any success story. It is nearly impossible to copy good luck. Even if you follow every step of Warren Buffett's career, you cannot guarantee the same fortune. Instead, look at common patterns that appear time and again. Studies show that people who manage their daily schedules well are happier with their work. This observation is not an outlier, it is a pattern that many can follow. In the end, this book reminds us that the best guide for making decisions is not a single success story, but the broad trends of success and failure. By focusing on these patterns, you can make better choices with your money and your life. The curiosity that made you wonder about the role of luck now finds its answer. Stick to patterns, not personalities, for a clearer path to success. Chapter 6 of the Psychology of Money book summary. Envy's hidden danger. Imagine working hard and earning a good income, yet still feeling like you are missing out. Capitalism can bring wealth, but it also stokes envy. Picture a rookie baseball player who makes $500,000 a year. That is a lot of money. But when he sees a superstar like Mike Trout earn $36 million, he begins to feel shortchanged. Suddenly, his success seems small compared to others. This feeling is not limited to young players. High earners compare themselves to those who make even more. In 2018, to be one of America's top 10 highest paid hedge fund managers, you had to earn at least $340 million in 1 year. Even Mike Trout appears modest next to those numbers. In our money-focused world, envy is not seen as a moral flaw, yet it often pushes people to make dangerous choices. Consider the case of Rajat Gupta. Born in a slum in Kolkata, he worked his way up to become the CEO of McKinsey. By the time he retired in 2007, he was worth $100 million. However, Gupta was not satisfied. He dreamed of becoming a billionaire. In 2008, as a board member at Goldman Sachs, he learned that Warren Buffett was about to invest $5 billion to save the firm during a financial crisis. Just seconds after hearing the news, Gupta called a hedge fund manager and bought 175,000 shares of Goldman Sachs. This insider trading was illegal. Gupta soon made a string of risky deals worth $17 million. His actions landed him a long prison sentence. The lesson is clear. Envy can push you to make reckless decisions. The cost of such choices is much higher than any gain. Like overeating until you feel sick, chasing what others have can lead to regret. Think twice before letting envy drive your financial decisions. Chapter 7 of the Psychology of Money book summary. Money's hard lesson. Imagine making a fortune and then watching it disappear. Jesse Livermore was one of the greatest stock market traders of early America. Born in 1877, he helped shape Wall Street. By the age of 30, his wealth was worth $100 million in today's dollars. Just before the crash of 1929, he made a bold move. He took a short position and bet that stocks would fall. Sure enough, the market lost 1/3 of its value. While many investors lost everything, Livermore returned home with the modern equivalent of $3 billion. But his story did not end in triumph. After his big win, Livermore believed he was invincible. He began placing larger and riskier bets. Over time, his losses mounted until his fortune was gone. Broke and deeply in debt, he ended his own life in 1940. His rise and fall show us that getting rich can be much easier than staying rich. This book reminds us that making money is about taking risks, having optimism, and showing courage. However, keeping money is a different game. It is about the constant fear that everything you have could be lost. Staying rich also means being humble. After 1929, Livermore thought his success was endless, but he failed to see that luck had played a big part. And his story is not unique. Many publicly listed companies lose their entire value over time. The Forbes 400 list of America's richest people sees a 20% turnover per decade, not counting deaths or family transfers. The secret to holding on to wealth is perseverance. Entrepreneurs who keep their fortunes are careful. They understand that when you are scared of losing, you view risks differently. As venture capitalist Michael Moritz says, few gains are worth risking everything you already have. This is the hard lesson. Building wealth is one thing, but keeping it is another challenge altogether. Chapter 8 of the Psychology of Money book summary. Success through mistakes. Have you ever wondered how you can be wrong half the time and still make a fortune? Heinz Berggrun's life shows us that success can come from many mistakes. In his youth, Berggrun did not show much promise. In 1936, he was forced to flee Nazi Germany without a clear idea of what lay ahead. Later, he studied literature at the University of California, Berkeley. He then worked as a journalist, even writing art criticism on the side. In 1940, Berggrun made a small but bold move. He bought a watercolor by Paul Klee for just $100. That purchase sparked a lifelong passion for modern art. Over the years, his interest grew into one of the greatest art collections ever seen. By the 1990s, he had become one of the most successful art collectors of all time. In 2000, he sold his collection to the German government for 100 million euros. Experts later estimated its true worth at about $1 billion. His collection included works by Picasso, Klee, Matisse, and Braque. But how did he do it? Was it skill or pure luck? The answer lies in his strategy. According to Horizon Research, great collectors like Berggruen buy vast amounts of art. Most of these pieces may not be winners. Only a few become huge successes. His collection was like an index fund. By spreading his investments, he could afford many failures. When you get a few things right, it makes up for the losses. This is known as the long tail effect. It shows that a small number of hits can outweigh many misses. Berggrun's story teaches us an important lesson about investing. Success does not require perfection. Making a fortune sometimes means learning to live with many mistakes. When you hold one masterpiece, you can easily overlook the many duds in your collection. Conclusion of the Psychology of Money book summary. Thanks for watching our summary on financial decision making. In this video, you learned that real-life money choices are not as neat as the ones in textbooks. We explored how many decisions, like spending money on lottery tickets when you're low on cash, may not seem smart, but actually make sense for some people. The summary showed us that the choices we make with our money often come from our early experiences and feelings, not just cold hard facts about the market. We also discussed that luck plays a role in financial success and that the fear of losing what we already have can affect our decisions. The idea of hedging your bets was introduced as a smart way to protect your assets. By keeping these simple points in mind, you can better understand why people act the way they do with their money, and even apply these lessons to your own life. If you found these ideas helpful and want to know more about handling money in everyday life, stick around and check out our next summary. Listen to the other book summary. Disclaimer, please check the description. Any digital copy of this content that is shared through piracy or downloaded without permission or uploaded on any online social media platform will be considered a clear violation of copyright law. Piracy is a serious offense, and strict legal action will be taken against it. Additionally, copyright infringement may result in a strike against your YouTube channel or page, and it could even be deleted. Therefore, please do not engage in piracy or support it. This content has been created based on the references from the mentioned book. However, it may contain some unintentional errors or inconsistencies due to human or mechanical mistakes. If you notice any mistakes or inconsistencies, please accept our apologies and inform us through a comment or message. If you enjoy this book summary and wish to gain complete knowledge of the book, then please consider purchasing the book from an online or offline bookstore and reading it. Thank you.